Perfect. Thank you, Edith. Okay, so welcome first year students. We are so excited to have you. My name is Nadia Rogers and I serve as a financial aid counselor and outreach coordinator for Student Financial Services. I am joined by my colleague who's going to go ahead and introduce herself.
I'm Edith Larson. I'm a financial aid counselor and senior assistant director of Student Financial Services. Welcome.
We're so excited to have you. Just a few disclaimers before we get started. Our session today is recorded just to allow anyone that didn't have the ability to join us today to watch the recording later. We also invite you to follow along. This presentation is really meant to be kind of your how-to guide on how to interact with our office. So as I'm working through different screens and showing you what things look like, this is a great opportunity for you to log into your My Seattle U portal and kind of follow along and ask any questions that you have. Edith will be monitoring the chat. So if anything comes up, please feel free to ask questions. That way we can hopefully mitigate some of those login issues before some of those deadlines start to pop in. Some things to expect throughout this presentation is that I'm going to give you an overview on how to interact with your financial aid interface, how to understand your remaining cost, billing and tuition payments, some notes about data privacy, and of course, how to contact us. Everything Student Financial Services related is going to be located at your My Seattle U portal. So that's myseattleu.edu/student. This will be your go-to for financial aid, for student accounts. For those of you that are future student employees of the university, this will also be where you'll access that employer information. And this really is your self-service portal to find access to all of the information that you'll need moving forward over the next 4 years. For financial aid, all of our admitted and confirmed students, so all of you should have access and be able to view your award letter, which looks like this and is located in your My Seattle U portal under your financial aid tab. And this sheet really lays out all of your financial aid from institutional, federal, and any state resources that you had available. If you're looking at your award letter and you're not seeing anything from federal or state, and you're wondering if you can still file your FAFSA, the answer is yes. File your FAFSA, shoot us an email. We're still reviewing applicants on a weekly basis and we'll be able to update that award letter for you. Some next steps, of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and view your offer, accept or reject any of those items that you want, and then complete your financial aid checklist, which is also located in that financial aid self-service portal. For those of you that are opting to accept your loans, this is going to be one of those key items that are located in your checklist. You'll want to make sure that you complete your entrance counseling and your master promissory note. So once you know what aid you have available, the next number one question is, what does that mean that I have to pay? And the best way to understand that is going to be to review your remaining cost on your out-of-pocket cost worksheet, which is also available on your financial aid self-service portal through your My Seattle U login. And this is really going to outline all of your financial aid as well as your total direct cost and give you an estimated total due for the academic year of 2022-2023. This is the closest estimate that you're going to have until your official bill comes out in August. What you'll see on the out-of-pocket worksheet is only going to be your direct cost. So these are things that we bill directly through your student account. These are things like tuition, fees, room and board, but what you won't see are your indirect costs. So that's going to be things like books, your transportation to get here, and any personal expenses that you might have. You won't see those located on the out-of-pocket worksheet, but they are costs that you're going to want to keep in mind as you move forward. Once you know what you're going to pay, if you're still looking for those finance options as you're mapping out what that plan for the first year, will look like, some of the popular options are the Parent Plus loan. That is a federal loan through the parent's name. And you'll apply for that after July 1st. It does require a credit check, but it is a great option if you're still looking for a way to finance. Another loan option that you'll have is that private educational loan, and that is through a lender of your choosing. As financial aid counselors, we can't recommend a lender to you, but we're more than welcome to walk through that process with you and provide you with some questions to ask the lenders that you're thinking you might want to go with. We invite you to shop for your lender now. But you won't want to fill out any of those loan applications until after July 1st. Another option is going to be our interest-free payment plans. And those offer a one-time enrollment fee from $30 to $50. It gives you an automatic payment plan, and it is completely self-service. You'll be able to use your student account portal to log in and set up that payment plan all on your own, but of course with the help of our office if you ever have questions. And you can snap a picture of the QR code if you want to learn more about our payment options. And I'll pause just for anyone that wants to snap a quick picture. Something to note about payment options is that it's not all or nothing. That total remaining cost does not have to be completely covered by the Parent Plus loan, or completely covered by a private educational loan, or even completely covered by a payment plan. You have the option to really splice this out and finance it however works best for your family. So if that means that you're taking out $5,000 in a Parent Plus loan and then coupling that with one of our payment plans, that's definitely an option that you have. Another option that students tap into is our work study program. And this is something that we highly recommend to our students that have it available. The work study program is an opportunity to work based on financial need. It's no guarantee of work or wages, but those wages are paid directly to the student, and it's a great way to help offset the cost of an education. To know whether or not you have work study, you'll see it on your financial aid award letter. You can always contact our office. And after August 1, when you receive an email from Career Services, and that email goes out to all students to let you know that the job board is ready to view, you'll be able to view your work study authorization form. To utilize work study, all students are emailed in August to let you know that Handshake, our online job board, is ready to view. You'll upload your resume and cover letter, and now is a great time to get started making sure that those documents are up to date. And then you'll apply to jobs. And you can always reach out to our office or get connected with Career Services to help you get ready. If you don't have work study, you can still get a job. And that's one of the unique elements of Seattle University. We really take pride in our student employment program and are even working on ways to revamp it to make it easier for students to find a job. It's a great way to stay focused while you're in school. And it's something that we highly recommend to all our students. So once you know what you're going to pay and options to pay it and how you're going to pay is often the next question. So we have options to pay online and in person. To pay online, you'll go through your student account center and you can pay using electronic check, which requires an account and routing number, or you can utilize a credit card, but there is a service fee associated with that. You also have the option to pay in person, and we'd love to see you here at our Red Hawk Service Center, meeting with one of our Red Hawk counselors to make that payment. And you can pay with a personal check, a money order, a cashier's check, a traveler's check, or a debit card. We don't accept cash or credit card payments at our windows, so that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind as we move forward. To make those payments, you're going to go to myseattleu.edu/student. This is, you'll hear me say this 100 more times before we end. This really is your how-to guide for everything student financial services related. And you're going to go right here to your student account center, and that's where you'll be able to make your payments, to view your statement of account, and also set up your payment plan if that's an option that you're choosing. Once you click on your student account center, this is what it'll look like. This is kind of your beginning portal. This is where you'll be able to click to, again, make payments, view activity, control your authorized users, and view your payment profile. And lastly, when to pay. So all of our students, we encourage you to be monitoring your SU email. I cannot stress that enough. You are officially a Red Hawk. Your Gmails and your Outlook accounts, although they are great, we want to officially indoctrinate you into the Red Hawk family. So you're going to want to use your SU email account for everything SU related. This is where your tuition bills are going to go, emails from housing and other offices on campus, student employment, all of that is going to go right to your SU email, including your billing invoices, which will be produced on a monthly basis. For those of you that are thinking about using check payments or 529, some timing things to keep in mind are that we ask that you mail those checks out 2 weeks prior to our tuition deadlines. and that you include your student's full name, so your full name and your ID number on the check, and have it mailed to our P.O. box. That address is also available on our website, and it's also at the bottom of the second column, just right here. It's 901 12th Avenue, P.O. box. Oh, did we have a question coming through?
I don't see one in chat, but if someone wants to unmute and ask their question, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm not hearing anyone, but yes, please feel free to unmute and interrupt or put something in the chat. We'll also have time for questions later if anything comes up. But you'll want to send those check payments or have those 529 check payments directed to 901 12th Avenue, P.O. Box 222000, Seattle, Washington 98122. And that'll be the best way to get those payments to us. Seattle University also offers our students consistency. So your tuition deadlines are going to be the same from year to year. So once you get through this first year, you're going to be a pro for sophomore, junior, and senior year. And your first tuition due date is September 20th. And that is the due date for fall quarter. You can expect to see your first bill by the second week of August. Something that I want to draw your attention to is that only students and their authorized users will be able to view account activity or make payments. What I mean by authorized user is that Seattle University offers two different types through Student Financial Services of authorized user or third-party access. And I know I'm not the first person to mention FERPA to you, but this is really an opportunity for us to put our students in the driver's seat of their education. We call this process adulting on training wheels. So we really do put all power in the hands of our students. So your third-party access is going to give the ability of a family member or a supporter to speak to our office on your behalf. They're going to be able to ask questions and navigate financial aid and student accounts simply through speaking. If you need someone to act on your behalf, or you would like someone to act on your behalf, they need to be an authorized user. And this gives them the ability to set up payment plans, see tax documents, and also get email notifications and billing invoices. And you'll set them up with their own login. And that information is also available on our webpage, but you'll do it through your My Seattle U login portal. And lastly, how to contact us. We are available through phone or email. You can schedule a virtual appointment with us, or you can walk in Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we are located on the corner of 12th and Madison in by Herbert Hall. And we would love to hear from you and to see you. A note about our data privacy is that that does take effect, and Edith, correct me if I'm wrong, it takes effect September 1st.
It actually takes effect as soon as the student comes on campus.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are getting close. So if you have any questions about authorized users or data privacy, please feel free to reach out to our office, but make sure that you set up those humans that are going to support you throughout your time at SU. And now I'm going to open the floor up for any questions that anyone might have.
And I can take this to give you a break, Nadia. So the question was, what sort of payment plans do we offer? We have quarterly payment plans, which you can set up a new payment plan each quarter. What we recommend for undergraduate students is the annual payment plan. There's a one-time $50 administrative fee, and then you'll make 9 monthly payments. So your first payment will be due September 20th. The final payment will be due May 20th. The paperwork for work study, are you referring to the employment paperwork or the work authorization? So the work authorization, you'll present that at the request of the job, the manager that you're applying to. The employment paperwork you do have to complete in person, and you can do that at our front desk. Our office is open Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 p.m. Actually, it's 10 to 4:30 Monday through Thursday and 10 to 3 on Fridays during the summer.
And for those of you that are thinking that you'll want to work, keep in mind that for your official employment paperwork, you will need to have 2 forms of identification. So that can be something like a passport or a social security card paired with a driver's license. And you'll want to have those in physical form, and they need to be valid and unexpired. And we will need you to have the physical document with you.
So there's a question here about where a student can view their financial aid offer letter.
Absolutely. Let me go back here in our presentation. And so you'll want to go to myseattleu.edu/student. And then from this page, you'll select financial aid, and then you'll click the view financial aid offer, and it'll bring up a page that looks like this. And that'll be your financial aid offer.
And then the next question, some schools offer options like prepaying to lock in rates. SU does not offer that. So our tuition rate will typically increase 2.5% to 4.5% each year over year. If there are checklist items, which I'm assuming that there's a question about when paperwork is due, September 1st is the latest you should complete your paperwork so that everything's in place by the tuition due date of September 20th. There's a question here about whether the money received from work study, does it go directly to cover tuition? It does not. Students will earn a paycheck. Their earnings go directly to them. So if you wish to use those funds to reduce or pay towards your tuition, we recommend that you set up a payment plan. Another question is, would you be able to do work study and a part-time job on the side? Work study hours are limited to 20 hours per week. There's lots of research on the maximum number of hours a student should work each week and still be able to keep up with their academics. We don't recommend that students exceed 20 hours a week. It just gets very difficult. Full-time enrollment means that for every hour that you are in class, it's 2 to 3 hours of outside study. So full-time enrollment may not mean that you're in classroom full-time, but between classroom and out of class work, it's a full-time job. And so while work study has been shown to help students connect to their campus, working more than 20 hours a week is really difficult. So there's another question about whether a student should file a 2022-23 FAFSA. If you would like to be considered for federal financial aid eligibility and other need-based aid, then we recommend that students do file the FAFSA. And it is the 22-23 FAFSA.
And I'm seeing a question about when you can set up a payment plan. And you'll want to set up your payment plan after your bill is ready to view in August. Edith, is that correct? That's when they'll
Yes.
have access? Perfect.
Mhm.
So in that second week of August, once you get sent your official account activity, you'll be able to select your payment plan and go ahead and sign up and get everything ready.
So, and then there's a question here about outside scholarships. That can get complicated and it depends. So for most students, an outside scholarship will stack on top of any aid they receive. We are limited by the cost of attendance. So if students' aid, including all of their institutional, federal, state, and outside scholarships start exceeding the maximum cost of attendance, then we would be required to reduce offered aid. SU will look at reducing aid that's least favorable to the student first. So we look at reducing unsubsidized loans. If a family has taken out Parent Plus loans, those are the first things that we would reduce to make room for outside scholarships. If you're concerned about how your outside scholarships may affect your particular financial aid package, please reach out to our office. And at the end of these slides, we do have our contact information. And we still have time if there are any other questions.
I've got one about where to view the award page. And so to view your award, you're going to go to your financial aid self-service portal. And so once you log into the myseattleu.edu/student, you'll go to financial aid, and then you'll select view financial aid offer, and that's where you'll find that award letter.
There's a question about unused scholarships being moved from quarter to quarter. I'm hoping that maybe you can clarify that. If it's institutional aid, federal or state aid, it doesn't move forward. If it's an outside scholarship, it would depend on the donor. So we would reach out to the donor to ask how they would like the scholarship funds to be used. And then there's a question here about how Washington State Opportunity Scholarships affect aid. So typically it will be added on top of any aid you've already received. However, there are exceptions to that. SU-bound scholars, the funds reduce SU-bound scholarship funds because it is considered state aid. So it contributes towards the flat rate tuition costs. It also would affect Rainier scholars differently. We typically hear in July from the state, Washington State Opportunity Scholarship recipients, and then we would add it to your scholarship offer, your financial aid offer at that time.
And we do still have time if anyone has any lingering questions.
And I have a question here about work study. So if someone's awarded work study, how much can they use each quarter? As long as you aren't exceeding that 20-hour limit, you can work until your funds are used up. And then if there's eligibility to add more funds, so that means is there still unmet need left on your award offer, and are there still funds available, we can increase your award. For most students, the amount offered is enough to get them through the year.
I'm not seeing any more questions come through on my end. Edith, do you have any?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we will stay on the call in case you have any more questions that you want to ask. We thank you all for joining us and congratulations on being part of this year's class of Red Hawks. We're so excited to have all of you. Please don't be afraid if questions come up. We would love to meet with you and your family to walk you through this first year. Congrats again and thank you.
There is a question. I don't know if she's still on the call about work study wages. Students earn the minimum Seattle wage, and if that's pretty common or pretty standard across the board for all wages. So there aren't some jobs that pay more than others. I'm going to end the recording.